Hey chat, how are you? Long time no see. So I went to visit my mumsies in San Diego, a solo trip by myself, and this is what happened. I got my weight down to 216, which is 21 pounds above what I wanted to be at. But I had lost 22 pounds in the preceding 5 weeks. All to make mumsies happy. Are you happy, mumsies? Do you love me? Do you? Do I matter to you? Carolyn shaved my back, but I didn't shave my pits. I'm a gangly monster, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You bore me. The morning of flight left at 6 a.m. I wanted to lift at 3 a.m., but technically our condo gym opens at 5 a.m. Even though the fob, you can go in there whenever. And they got cameras on there. I didn't want to be on video, potentially violate my HOA agreement or whatever, or they could ban me from the gym. What kind of horrible existence would that be? Carolyn dropped me off at the airport Terminal B on the second floor, and I'm always used to coming in on the first floor because we park in economy, we catch the shuttle, and then we mosey on up from the first floor. Being dropped off at the second floor, I felt like I was going backwards. I felt like Tenet. It was really weird. It was really bizarre. TSA let her keep our shoes on. Yay! So the guy was like, hey, everyone, y'all can keep your shoes on today. And I was like, bet, bro. And also, they didn't make me go through that little whirly machine where you go in there, you put your hands up, and then it goes woo woo around your body. They didn't make us do that. Our line, my line. So they've relaxed rules, or I don't. And I was watching because they made us go through metal detector and walk through it, no problems, which never happens. And I watched the TSA guy, and the machine from the other side from when I went through it. I was just looking at it. It had lights on, but there was no green. There was no red. I was like, what the? So, come on in, ISIS. Welcome aboard, Al-Qaeda. We hope you enjoy your flight. Dogs to and fro. Both flights had dogs on them. Tiny dogs, fit in a little bag, but like while waiting for the flight, they were out on the owner's laps. Not a big deal, no barking or anything. I thought that was cute. I want to bring Frankie to San Diego and leave him there, if you know what I'm saying. I ordered wipes while I was waiting for my flight. I ordered some flushable wipes for my mom's house because we had left some wipes there last time, but I was unsure of the quantity, and they might be dry by now, and my mom likes to feed me, and I like to eat. So I ordered a 3-pack of Equate Minty Fresh, wild mint with peppermint oils. And I used them, and they tingled. And it was a weird sensation to have that going on back there. I was like, why would you want your thing to sort of smell like mint? And why would you want it to tingle and sizzle? I don't know. On my flight down, I got 837 boarding group. Oh, man, let me tell you. 837, A boarding group is where it's at. You feel so fancy. It's like Robin Leach. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Robin Thicke is the son of Alan Thicke from not Family Ties, Growing Pains. It's all coming together. A boarding group. You walk in, there's no pressure, there's no stress. You got the whole plane to yourself. You're like, well, I could sit anywhere and I'm going to do me. You losers in the B boarding group, look at yourself. Check yourself. And if you're in the C boarding group, you may as well go home. I actually got in the B boarding group on the way back. It was terrible. Never bring it up again. Both my pilots were female, and that's never happened. I've never even had a gal pilot or co-pilot. So I was like, okay, this is different. But I always measure the pilots. Do they have their shirts tucked in? Do they look unkempt? But these gals looked fine and dandy. They got us to San Diego in an hour 8. A man would us out of there in under an hour. Am I right? Just kidding. But seriously, ladies, y'all have come so far, and in solidarity, in unison, I'm gonna burn my bra too. There was, but like with all gal pilots, with all pilots in general, go on there, you go down the little hallway, and then you hop on the aeroplane, and stewardess is there, flight attendant, whatever, greeting you. Hey, how are you? Thanks for flying with us. How's your day? Blah blah blah. And I peeked into the cabin, the cockpit, as it were, and I saw two gals, and I said, no, seriously, where are the pilots? No. Oh, you two are the pilots? I'm joking. It's the sexist society I was raised in. My goodness, can we all simmer down for a moment? But like with all pilots, when boarding the plane, and they got the cockpit door open, I like to poke my head in and just ask 3 simple questions. 1, do the turns always have to be so dramatic? Number 2, how about we avoid turbulence today? You know where it is. It says there on your little screens. You got some Excel spreadsheets. You know what's going on. You got some PowerPoint. You know where the turbulence will be. How about we go above it, or below it, or to the side of it, to the left, to the right? Give me that PlayStation controller. And finally, is flying 39,000 feet really necessary? First of all, do they have to tell us we're flying 39,000 feet? We're going to be flying 39,000 feet. That's our cruising altitude. What? Why? Don't tell us that. I do not need to know for peace of mind that I'm 39,000 feet in the air. And then, is it really necessary? Can we get to Los Angeles, San Diego, Baja, Mexico, whatever, at 5,000 feet? 10,000 feet. I want to see the houses. Let me see the houses from my window seat. I am a window seat girly, A boarding group, 4th row. Okay. I felt like I was Leonardo DiCaprio. 4th row. It was primo. One of the first ones off the plane. Excellent. Highly recommended, the A boarding group. We took off in the dark. The night before, I was like, why are we leaving at 4 a.m.? Because 6 a.m. flight starts boarding at 5:30. TSA is TSA. It wasn't that bad. It was 10, 15 minutes tops. But we left the house at 4:15 a.m. and I was like, why am I doing that? So I went on Southwest app and tried to change my flight to a later flight. $177. And I was like, yeah, no. But it's cool because Grandpa Curtis, who picked me up from the San Diego airport, Lindbergh Field, it's called, he got to avoid rush hour traffic coming down south to the airport to get me. And then we didn't hit it on the way home to my parents' home. But I was constantly checking the weather. On Thursday, it rained. And I was like, if it's raining Friday, I may cancel. Because I'm scared, okay? If to be perfectly blunt. I drank a Miller Lite on the way down. Yes, I was drinking a beer at 6 a.m., 39,000 feet in the air, because that's how I deal with the fear plaguing me the entire freaking flight, the entire hour or so in the air. I have a beer. It sort of calms me. 2 or 3 more would really calm me. But yeah, I'm that guy drinking a beer, $7 Miller Lite, because it just helps me deal with my nerves. And then I turn into the guy like, after a beer. Oh, my strategy is I don't eat before. I don't eat before the flight, so the beer hits me quicker, as it were. And 1 Miller Lite in, I'm like, hey, you over there. I know y'all got clouds over there, but check out these clouds out this window. No, I'm serious. Check them out. They're crazy over here. Your clouds suck. I'm not going to drink before takeoff. I have drinking before takeoff, but I'm not going to be that guy spending $40 on cervezas just so I can, so the flight eases onto myself a little easier, a little calmer. Am I still scared of flying? Yes, I'm scared shitless, as they say. Weeks leading up to the flight, I just think about how I'm going to die. Is the plane going to explode? Is an engine going to stop working and we plunge down to the ground? Is it going to be a terrorist? Is it going to be a plane just popping out of the clouds like shoo? And all of a sudden, hey, we're running into each other. That's what I think about the weeks leading up to the plane. And then on the flight, the takeoff, I think I'm going to die. 39,000 feet. I think, well, it's very similar scenarios. Is an engine, are the engines going to stop working? And we go, pew! Are we going to hit a mountain? I keep an eye on shifty looking fellas. And I think, okay, this guy could be a terrorist. He could be ending it all. And he could be taking all of us losers down with him. And so like if the stewardess, I like to look at the stewardess or my fellow passengers. And if I see an able-bodied gentleman, I think, okay, me and this guy, we could take a terrorist. And sometimes it's a flight attendant. Sometimes it's just another passenger. But, if I could tell a guy lifts, meets his macros, and generally can handle himself in the boxing ring, I'm like, we got this. We don't need no air marshal. But on the flight back, it was all old people, and the stewardess, well, they were lacking in strength and dexterity. But yeah, I'm scared crapless during the entire flight and the time leading up to it. But at the same time, the other side of my brain is saying, this is so easy. This is so chill. This is such a comfortable way to travel. It's so relaxing. You just got to get on a plane and they'll take you wherever the hell you want on the planet in a few hours or whatever. But in the end, thinking I'm going to die the entire hour or so long trip, it's grating. It's pushing me. It's grating on my nerves. I just don't like it. When I was young, flying, I was like, whatever. But for whatever reason, it's gotten much worse in the recent years. I don't know how the hell I flew out to New York last August with Carolyn. I don't know how I put it together. But well, that when we landed in Boston, we had a 3-hour layover in Boston, and then the flight from Boston to Binghamton, terrible weather. And it was like we were delayed a little, and the weather was like kind of bad, but then it got really bad. And when we took off, we were at 75 degree angle, trying to get above the weather, through the clouds, or above the clouds, or however it works. And the whole time it's raining and there's turbulence, and I was like, I'm going to die. This is it. I'm going to die, and this is how I'm going to go. But I didn't die. See, it's constant yin and yang. I'm going to die, but I know I won't, Vince. It's just, it's hard to wrap my mind around the whole concept of flying airports, planes, the FAA. It's such a dance. How does it happen every day? I don't get it. It scares me. So coming back, the TSA almost confiscated my graham crackers. So I had a little bag of graham crackers, coincidentally from the Southwest flight down south to San Diego. Had them in my pocket doing the TSA thing, and I thought it was like anything that could set off the metal detector. Keys, change, wallet, phone, watch, ring, belt, blah, 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 blah. That's it. But I had a bag of graham crackers. And so I go through and they're like, woo, woo, woo. And the guy was like, do you have anything in your pocket? And I said, a bag of graham crackers. And he's like, you're not supposed to have anything in your pocket. And I took it out and he kind of just sussed them out, rubbed the bag, made sure they were graham crackers, and let me go. But still, it's like, graham crackers? Really? Bought a cup of coffee in San Diego airport for $4, which I don't think is outrageous. I didn't tip, but the kid just grabbed a cup and he pulled on the nozzle. They had a big carafe of it or whatever. And I was like, that doesn't deserve a tip, but thank you for pouring my coffee. Gentlemen on the way back, so I was in the B boarding group and sitting there watching the passengers file on, seeing if it goes down, I'm ready to tussle. I'm ready to bring the fisticuffs. But I see a guy, he's got a beanie on and had a couple like horns or antlers on the beanie. I'm like, oh, maybe he got it from the Spirit Halloween discount store, or maybe he's still celebrating Halloween. I don't know. I don't care, whatever. But as I got closer, they were holes in that beanie, and those were horns on his forehead. So this look of like horns or antlers or whatever protruding from your forehead, he had them. And I was like, okay, that's quite a look. Did you check your Ouija board luggage, or is that a carry-on? But so I started freaking out. I was like, okay, this guy already thinks he's in hell. He loves Lucifer, and he wants to bring this entire flight down to hell with him at once. And so I was like, oh my gosh, it scared the crap out of me. But then here comes the other side of my brain, the logical side, if you will. We talk like this and we wear eyeglasses. I was like, okay, this guy, maybe his name is Derek, and maybe Derek is off to visit his mom and have some dinner with his mom. Maybe Derek's sister had a baby and he wants to visit his new nephew, or something. Maybe he's a tattoo artist and he's going to a tattoo artist exposition show. I don't know. But I thought devil worshippers got places to be to. They want to fly. They want to get to going. They want to travel. And maybe this guy with horns / antlers coming out of his freaking forehead is just a normal dude, and he's making a style choice, he's making a fashion choice, and that's his business, and he's perfectly fine, and he's not going to bring this plane down and take us all to hell with him. So listen, if you maybe he doesn't even worship Satan, I don't know. But yeah, I was scared, and then I wasn't scared, but I did keep an eye on him, if you know what I mean, Jelly Bean. Arriving into San Diego, California, I always think of this song. It was on back in the day in the 80s. There was a television show on KFMB Channel 8 called PM Magazine, and it was like local stuff, restaurants, site tours or whatever, travel landmarks, local celebrities, stuff like that. It was kind of news, but it was really light and soft and just likable and pleasant. And this is Balboa Park, and let's spend an episode touring Balboa Park. And it was a thing. PM Magazine. And the song to PM Magazine is what I hear in my head every time I'm arriving into San Diego airport. And it goes a little something like this. Makes no difference where I go. You're the best hometown I know. Hello, San Diego. Hello, San Diego. Channel 8 loves you. Do, 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 do. Yeah. And that's that. All right. So get to my mom's house early in the morning. It's 8-ish, 9-ish. Right away, right into breakfast. I was like, all right, it sounds like Donkey Kong. Bacon, omelet, challah bread with cheese and jalapeno. I was like, yeah, I'm eating good in the neighborhood. And then it was my mom's birthday. She is 74. And she didn't do a cake. She just got some cookies, got some raspberry shortbread cookies and white chocolate macadamia nut cookies, arranged them on a plate, put a candle in one of them dang cookies, lit it, and Bob's your uncle. Boom goes the dynamite. That was my mom's birthday cake. And I was like, yeah, simple, elegant, easy, fun. And we sang happy birthday. She blew out the candle, and that was that. Then we went to Trader Joe's. I bought some sourdough rye crisps. Not as good as the Gardetto's sourdough rye crisps. The flavor isn't as strong, but still very good, still very crunchy, still very likable. I also got a bag of licorice that I housed by myself when we got home from Trader Joe's. I never got hungry. During my entire 48 hours there, I was always snacking Ritz crackers, Lara bars, Triscuits, just on. And I wasn't hungry, but I kept eating. And then later that day, Grandpa Curtis made us some frozen pizza. 2 of them were frozen, and one of them, they had the dough and then threw some toppings on there. And when it was all done, he brought it out and he starts cutting it with a steak knife on the baking pan and trying to steady it. So he's got the steak knife in his right hand, trying to steady the pizza pie with his left hand. And he's going back and forth, back and forth. And I was like, you guys don't have a pizza cutter? No, they don't. Boom. Jeff Bezos bought one there the next day. I said, here's your brand new pizza cutter. $6, Amazon.com. Next morning, wake up right away. My mom's like, you want a pastrami sandwich for breakfast? And I said, you know I do, mama. She made me a couple pastrami Sammys because the bread was kind of small, the slices. And this pastrami is $16.99 per pound. She got it for $4.99 per pound. And do you want to know what $16.99 per pound pastrami tastes like? It tastes like pastrami. So I'm housing these pastrami Sammys. Very simple, just some avocado with some Dave's Killer Bread. And my mom keeps talking like, oh, I'm going to make you Vietnamese food. I'm going to make you Vietnamese food. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking it's later in the day. No, she was making it right then and there. And I was like, all right. And she made banh quin, which is just some greens like lettuce, romaine or whatever, and then some rice noodles on top, and then egg rolls, chopped up egg rolls on top of that, with as much Vietnamese fish sauce as your heart desires. And so I ate that, and I was like, okay, it's on now. Then we went to Sammy's, formerly known as Sammy's Wood-Fired Pizza. But now they do some Asian foods, so they're just called Sammy's now. Just a couple minutes from my parents' house. My mom wanted some French fries, a basket of French fries, $15. Okay, it was crazy, madness. They were just fries. I mean, they were fine, but $15 for a little basket of fries, whatever. And then we each got a pizza. Me and Grandpa Curtis. And my mom said, it's her birthday because it was, and they gave her a free ice cream sundae, a free fat, tall, decadent ice cream sundae. And by the way, my mom says they don't verify, so you can go there anytime and say, it's my birthday, and they'll give you a huge ice cream sundae. But yeah, they didn't verify. They didn't ask for proof or driver's license or birth certificate or whatever. So we had that. We went to Sammy's because my mom had a $50 gift card. Without the gift card, it would have been $80. But with the free sundae and the $50 gift card, our total was $16. The pizzas were okay. The crust was a little greasy, but yummy. I liked mine. I got the spicy sausage. Kurt got the Italian. I liked mine a little bit more, but they're both good. They're both fine. And the sundae was a sundae. Like it's like Leatherby's, where they got chocolate. What is it? Chocolate syrup spilling over down the vase, and it's all over the plate, and they throw nuts on the plate, and it's just a mess. It's overindulgent, whipped cream falling down everywhere, and I was just like, okay, I don't like that at Leatherby's. I feel like it's just such a waste of food and excess, and it's why the terrorists hate us. In the end, it was a fine sundae with some ice cream. Okay, whatever. But yeah, that was my mom's birthday lunch. Came home. She started making some carne asada after a few hours. We went to Sprouts. I bought some trail mix. So I was snacking on the trail mix between Sammy's and the carne asada. Mom made the carne asada on the little electric skillet right on her dining room table. And it was good. Just avocados, some tortillas. I didn't even need tortillas, dude. I was like, I could just eat this carne asada by itself, raw dog it. And then my mom and I housed an entire Talenti ice cream gelato thingy. It's a raspberry parfait something. It's got vanilla ice cream, raspberry ice cream, some raspberry like jelly or jam, and some oat crunchies. It was good. She also had sea salt caramel, which was good also. Had huge chunks of chocolate in there. But I liked the raspberry Talenti. Overall, I gained 11 pounds. Thanks, Mom. I've already lost 3, but that's what you get. That's what happens when you don't stop eating for 48 hours. My mom and shopping. My mom, so Monday to Friday, she's got CNBC on the television. They have a giant television, constantly on. A little loud, in my opinion, but always streaming. Can you say streaming when it's cable? Just always playing. CNBC always playing Monday to Friday. And then on the weekend, this particular weekend, she was watching some TCM, Elvis movies. Or is it TMC? Whatever the Turner Classic, TCM, Turner Classic movies. They were doing the Elvis marathon for whatever. So it's like a mullet hairstyle. CNBC in the front, Elvis movies in the back. By the way, he was gorgeous. I got my mom for her birthday. I got her a card. I got her a shirt from where I work, some merch, and then I brought her some Mr. Pow seasoning straight out of South Sacramento. And that was it. She had a bunch of cookies for cake. And that was what I got her for her birthday. Wacky stuff my mom said. So we were talking about Sprouts, and she's telling me she got string beans for 49 cents a pound. And she's like, when they first got there, they were $1.99. Then a week later, they were $1.49. And then 99 cents. And then 49 cents. So, wow, who are people buying string beans at $1.99? They're going to go down to 49 cents. Those people are stupid buying string beans at $1.99. And I was like, Mom, not everyone has time to go to Sprouts almost every day or several times a week or once a week. And a lot of people don't notice price decrease. And by the time it's 49 cents, 8,000 people have had their dirty paws all over your beloved string beans. But I mean, I get it, because I used to work across the street from a grocery outlet bargain market. They open at 7. My job started at 8. And I'm an early bird, so I would get there at 7:15, 7:20 and have nothing to do. So I would go to grocery outlet, which was open, and I would watch these prices drop. But that is very rarefied air. I can't do that anymore because I don't work across the street from the gross out. But yeah, I mean, if you got that time and you're observant, definitely you can wait till things drop in price to seize upon them and get them at the biggest discount possible. So my mom shamed me at TJ's. I had a box of crackers. They were like these spicy crackers that are new at Trader Joe's. And so I grabbed a box, put them in our shopping cart. My mom said, "We have crackers at home." And I said, "Well, you don't have these crackers." And she said, "Well, these are expensive and you don't need these crackers." And after a few minutes of pondering what it's all about into the cracker neverland, I put the box back. She made me feel bad about buying this $3.99 box of spicy crackers. And so I was like, "All right, Mom, you win. You win. Are you happy?" I also put back canister of trail mix, but it was $5.99 for a small can, and I was on the fence about it in the first place. But after my mom ridiculed me for the crackers, I put the overpriced can of Trader Joe's trail mix back on the shelf. My mom got us a $200 gift card. Okay. And that's become the present of choice that my mom gets us, that Carolyn's mom gets us, a Costco gift card. And I don't want to say how much Liz got us in gift card denomination, because Carolyn won't let me, but it's a tight race, and you guys could both become the winner if you get us hundreds and hundreds of dollars and more in gift cards. And by the way, while she handed me this gift card, she said, "Live within your means, live within your means." And I said, "I will." Right after I blow this $200 Costco gift card on Cheetos and Kirkland signature stir fry. My parents don't have a squatty potty. It's really the one failing in their home. But I got by. So my mom, we're sitting there watching CNBC, or it's on. I'm not watching it, but whatever. And she says, "Hey, Wells Fargo stock is up. Over $40 in the past few months." And I was like, "Oh yeah?" And she took a calculator and she said, 40, whatever it was, $43. She has 6,000 shares times 6,000. And then she points it to me and she says, "I made over $250,000 in the past few months." And I said, "Okay, Warren Buffett, can I be in this rarefied air with you?" So we're sitting there, and she does what she always does. She wants to see me logged into my Chase app and the Fidelity app. And she's like, "You got some bonds?" And I'm like, I don't have any bonds." "No, you have some bonds in Chase. You have some Chase." So I log into my app. I have nothing to hide. Just like with Carolyn. "All these women, y'all can take my phone. I ain't trying to hide nothing from you." But she's like, "Let me see the bonds. Let me see the bonds." And it turns out it's a self-directed investment account, and it has thousands of dollars in low yield, low risk, something or other bonds. So there you go. And she's like, "Okay, that's fine. It's a conservative investment, but I'll let it slide now. I won't mess with it." We went to Sprouts, which used to be Henry's, which used to be Boney's. Bought some trail mix. That's where I first fell in love with trail mix. They got the bulk cans, buckets, or whatever. And so they got a bucket of trail mix. Well, they got buckets of everything: chocolate chips, licorice, oats, and whatever. And you pop the lid and you grab the little scooper, and then you scoop up however much you want. I did 1 scoop of the deluxe salt and nut trail mix. The trail mix that I was buying from this very Boney's / Henry's / Sprouts 30 years ago. Probably the same bucket. And then you put in, I put in just 1 scoop, and I weighed it. It's half pound, $5.99 a pound. So I got $3 worth of trail mix. And then you get the little tag and you write the little number L308. So the Sprouts cashier knows ring you up as. Yeah, and it was a flashback back to my olden days, back to my youth, when I used to buy trail mix from this very exact store, this location. My mom, so Sprouts, my mom's strategy is to look for the yellow sticker, which means it's discounted, and then the actual cookies that we ate on her birthday that she put the candle in. Normally $5.99, and then they were marked down to $2.99, and then my mom had a coupon for $1.50, so she got 4 white chocolate macadamia nut cookies, normally $6-7, whatever I said. She got it for $1.50. Bargain hunter over here. And then at Costco, and just around out, because we went, like I said, we went to Henry's, Sprouts, Trader Joe's, Costco. I wish I saw someone from my high school. I'm always on the lookout for it. I'm always looking for someone who I know from my youth, my younger days. But I didn't see anyone. It was disappointing. But I don't want to see just anyone from my high school. I want to see someone who got ugly and fat, so I can lord my good looks over them. I don't need to see you if you've had a glow up, man or woman. Okay, I don't need that in my face. But if you look untowardly and very homely, I want to see you at Costco, so I know that I'm better than you. Well, better looking than you. And isn't that what really matters? Took my mom to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's is not in her normal repertoire. She hits up Vons. She hits up Costco. She hits up Ralph's, Sprouts. But she never does Trader Joe's. But for whatever reason, because there's like a Trader Joe's 1.5 miles from her, and then they open another one that's about 4-ish miles from her. But I take her to Trader Joe's, and we're getting in there, and she says, "Where's the clearance section?" That's her favorite section, the discount, where you find the yellow stickers and whatnot. Usually by the employee entrance, where they have a few shelves, a few racks of discounted merch. She's like, "Where's the clearance section?" And I said, "Mom, Trader Joe's doesn't have a clearance section." And she said, "How can you shop here?" And I go, "I don't know." But while she was at Trader Joe's, she really locked in on the produce section. She had an intense look on her face, because she was really soaking in the prices and thinking how they compare. She looked like Frankie when he keeps watch over our street, when he just stares out the window. It's lots of concentration happening. He's very, very solely focused. And that's what my mom looked like a crime scene, homicide, forensic person going over the blood or whatever, looking for bullets. That's how locked in she looked, browsing the produce section. Lots of mind mind processing going on. Lots of formulas happening there, like the Robin Wright pen meme, and she came to the conclusion that it's cheaper than Vons, which is essentially Safeway of Southern California. So she's gonna add TJ's to her little routine, and that makes me happy. Next time I go down there, we're going to take her to the grocery outlet bargain market. Her mind's going to be blown, man. While we're at Trader Joe's, she bought herself, I bought it for her, she picked it out, a gladiolus flower or bush for $8. Whoa. Okay, simmer down there, Miss Fancy Pants. But it's her favorite flower. It was her birthday. She took my shirt. She instantly gave it to her husband, Grandpa Curtis. I was like, okay. But yeah, I bought her a gladiolus flower for $8, and she put it in water. She put her birthday card in front of it. She took some pictures. She was very proud, and it made me a happy camper. Stuff my mom says. So we're at Costco parking lot, busy. Friday, middle of the day, super busy. Lots of people, lots of cars. And my mom says, "Who is here buying all this junk?" Cut to 5 minutes later, we're inside Costco, and my mom is rifling through the shoes. And I'm like, "Mom, how many pairs of shoes do you have?" And she says, "I have a lot of pairs of shoes. I have more than I need." And I said, "Well, you don't need to be buying. Who's buying all this junk? You're buying all this junk. You don't need more shoes." And she said, "Well, a good bargain is a bargain. You can't pass up a good savings, a good price." And I was like, "Yes, you can." While we're walking through Costco, the candy section, and it's holidays now, so there's candy everywhere. My mom yells out loud, "This food is all crap." And I was like, "All right, way to set the tone for the holidays, Mom." She also said while we were going through Costco, "The more you buy, the more you eat." I cannot agree more. And her little saving strategy is she doesn't buy anything at Costco over $10. So she's always looking for stuff on the final closeout, pants, shoes for under $10. Another thing, she's really into organic stuff. While we're eating, while she's cooking, preparing, "This bread is organic. These tortillas are organic. This is organic. That's organic." And I'm like, "Mom, the organic is the biggest scam known to mankind since the manual vacuum cleaner." Like, what? Okay. But hey, and she's like, "Well, what about the pesticides?" And I'm like, "I eat the pesticides. I mainline the pesticides. I take shots of the pesticides. I do beer bongs of the pesticides. We're okay. Everyone's okay. It's fine. But if you want to pay for organic, that's great." Overall, it was a good time. The Saturday, my mom wanted to pick, and I said, "Oh, simmer down now, lady. You had your chance to take your pick when I was skinny on Friday when I first got here, but now that I've gained 11 pounds, you're not getting a pick." Actually, I would have conceded a pick. Okay, but she just kept forgetting, and I wasn't the one to remind her. But overall, yeah, it was a fantastic time. My mom fed me. I ate good. We chatted. We talked. And going out to eat was a good time. But yeah, I love my mom. I can't wait to see her again. Hopefully she can make it up here. Well, did I mention I don't like flying? But I'll do it for my mom. And well, I think Carolyn's going to come with me next time. So she'll be there to hold my hand. Although I'm a real man, I lift and I don't show any fear on my face. It's all in my hands. I grip them tightly like I'm praying. Oh, by the way, that is the one time I still pray. It's right before a flight takes off. I say, "Dear Lord, forgive me for all the sins I've committed and bless everyone in my life, including Frankie Blue Nicholas." And that's my prayer before I take off and hopefully not plunge to my death. Alrighty, well, that's it. Happy birthday, Mum. And yeah, that was my time in San Diego, California, with my mom and my stepdad, Grandma Tien, Grandpa Curtis. It was a good visit. They no longer have the boarder roommate. By the way, my mom is talking about renting a room or two out again, and I was like, do you really want your lifestyle cramped like that? You're in your 70s, but my mom loves that steady stream of income called rent, and who can blame her? Alrighty, that's it. Take care. Brush your hair. Peace out. See ya.